The story goes that a man once sought out a renowned monk to ask about the power of living alone. The man said, "Master, I've heard that solitude can bring wisdom and peace, but how can a person find strength in being alone?" The monk smiled, invited the man to sit, and poured him a cup of tea. After they were seated, the monk gestured toward a large, still lake nearby. "Do you see this lake?" he asked. "Its surface is so calm that everything on it is reflected with perfect clarity. Solitude is much like this lake. Only when the mind is truly quiet can we see the true nature of everything around us and within us." The man, still puzzled, replied, "But that kind of stillness might make me feel lonely, even empty. How can I turn loneliness into strength?" The monk responded, "In the silence of solitude, you can find your greatest strength. It is the strength that comes from truly understanding yourself, from accepting and loving who you are without needing anyone else's approval. Being alone is not emptiness. It's an opportunity to become whole, to be fully yourself." From that moment, the man understood that the power of solitude wasn't in isolation, but in rediscovering himself in the quiet moments. Imagine stepping away from the noise, the crowded places, the endless opinions. Imagine finding a place where it's just you and your thoughts. What could happen? What if this solitude was the key to unlocking a side of you that you've yet to discover? Today, solitude is misunderstood. Most people think it's something to avoid, a void filled with loneliness and silence. But what if I told you that solitude has an untapped power, a force that can transform you? It's a path taken by some of the most creative and influential people the world has ever known. Steve Jobs, the genius behind Apple, found his most innovative ideas during moments of solitude. He would often isolate himself to escape the distractions, to truly see and think beyond the obvious. From these quiet spaces, he brought to life products that didn't just change the way we live, they redefined what we thought technology could be. But Jobs wasn't alone in this. Many of history's brightest minds found that in solitude, they didn't lose themselves. They found clarity, purpose, and vision. Take a moment to think about it. How often do we allow ourselves to be truly alone? Not scrolling, not chatting, not working. Just alone with our own thoughts. The world often tells us that being alone is something to be feared. But here's the truth. Solitude is where self-discovery happens. When the noise fades, we begin to hear our own voice. We start to understand what truly matters to us, what we genuinely want from life. In solitude, we find the freedom to question, to reflect, and to dream. It's a journey into ourselves, where we explore the depths of our potential. Imagine the power of that freedom, to be who you are, without the world's judgment, without the need to please or impress.
This isn't just about being alone. It's about the courage to embrace it, to face the silence and discover that within it lies strength, resilience, and insight. Solitude is a gift we give ourselves, a path to clarity, creativity, and true freedom. So the next time you find yourself alone, don't rush to fill the silence. Instead, let it guide you, because sometimes the most extraordinary journeys are the ones we take within.
The value of solitude in modern life. The power of personal freedom. In today's highly connected world, the idea of being alone often feels out of place. Society constantly nudges us towards social conformity, urging us to follow trends, maintain busy social lives, and measure ourselves against others. Yet solitude offers a pathway to break free from these pressures and explore a unique sense of personal freedom. When we embrace solitude, we're able to disconnect from these external expectations and uncover what genuinely matters to us. This detachment from the world's noise brings clarity, allowing us to redefine our own lives based on our values, desires, and goals. Philosophers throughout history have spoken on the powerful connection between solitude and self-liberation. Lao Tzu, a cornerstone thinker in Taoism, emphasized that stepping away from societal influence is crucial for finding one's path. To Lao Tzu, the journey of life is a deeply personal one, and true wisdom requires removing oneself from the clutter of social expectations. Lao Tzu believed that solitude allows us to connect with what he called the Tao, a profound flow of nature and existence that can only be felt when we strip away superficial distractions. Similarly, Zhuangzi, another influential Taoist philosopher, highlighted how solitude provides an escape from the complexities of human interactions, revealing a simplicity that lets individuals transcend societal confines and discover their inner truths. In solitude, we break free from the endless cycle of approval-seeking and the constant need to measure up to external standards. For example, think of someone feeling the pressure to keep up with career achievements, maintaining an image of success in the eyes of others. When they choose solitude, detaching from the influence of external pressures, they often discover what they truly want from life. It is this intentional distancing from societal norms that enables us to experience a deeper form of freedom. This freedom isn't about physical liberation. It's about freeing our minds from the constraints of conformity, discovering who we are at our core. Solitude as a pathway to self-discovery. The journey of self-discovery is an essential part of human life, but it's a path we often avoid because of the discomfort it brings. Solitude forces us to face our thoughts, question our assumptions, and confront our inner struggles. But through this sometimes difficult journey, we gain insights that aren't accessible in the presence of others. The act of being alone acts as a mirror, reflecting back our innermost desires, fears, and questions that we might otherwise ignore. Virginia Woolf, a celebrated author, tapped into the profound power of solitude to write works that are both intimate and revolutionary. Woolf often spoke about the necessity of solitude for women writers, famously asserting the need for a room of one's own. Her approach to solitude was not a withdrawal, but rather a deliberate choice to enter a space where she could deeply engage with her thoughts without external interference. Woolf's writing, known for its psychological depth and unique voice, is a testament to what one can achieve when given the freedom to explore the mind in silence. By embracing solitude, Woolf was able to transform personal reflection into universal truths that continue to resonate with readers worldwide. For artists and thinkers, solitude provides an invaluable space where ideas can develop without the influence or expectations of others. Creative minds often find that solitude allows them to confront questions they'd never explore in the company of others, pushing boundaries in ways that lead to meaningful, impactful work. Solitude allows us to shed our public personas, providing space to ask ourselves tough questions like, what am I truly passionate about? Or what would I pursue if no one else were watching? Moreover, solitude's impact on self-discovery isn't limited to artists and writers. Everyday people who embrace solitude also experience profound benefits in understanding themselves better. Take the example of someone who has recently gone through a significant life change, whether it's a career shift, a move to a new city, or even a major breakup. In the quiet moments that follow these changes, solitude provides a setting to process emotions, reassess priorities, and set new goals. By stepping away from others' opinions and taking time to be alone, we can gain a greater understanding of our own values and desires, laying the groundwork for future growth. Solitude is a positive choice, not a deficit. In today's society, solitude is often perceived negatively. People are generally conditioned to think of solitude as a sign of loneliness, a state that should be avoided or fixed. Social media and societal norms amplify this belief, constantly reminding us of the importance of being social, active, and visible. However, solitude, when chosen deliberately, is far from a deficit. It is a powerful and intentional choice made by those seeking depth in their lives. Choosing solitude means intentionally stepping away from the crowd to cultivate a deeper sense of purpose. It's about disconnecting not because we are forced to, but because we want to understand ourselves better. By choosing solitude, we give ourselves permission to slow down, to step away from the race, and to let go of the need for constant validation. The act of being alone becomes a form of self-care, a way to recharge and reconnect with our own energy. Consider a professional musician who spends long hours practicing in solitude. While many might view this as isolating, it's an intentional choice to reach a higher level of mastery. For the musician, solitude isn't something to endure. It's an environment that fosters growth, allowing them to connect deeply with their craft without external judgment. By deliberately choosing solitude, they're able to hone their skills, refine their technique, and push their art to new levels. The choice to be alone, then, is not an act of withdrawing from the world, but an act of engaging with oneself on a deeper level. When we choose solitude, we are embracing a space where we can nurture our inner voice without interference. For some, this could mean taking a solitary walk each day to reflect, while for others, it could mean dedicating time to hobbies or projects that are personally meaningful. The beauty of solitude lies in its flexibility. It allows each person to define what it looks like for them, whether it's an hour a week or a few moments each day. Furthermore, solitude empowers us to set boundaries and prioritize our well-being. For instance, introverts often find solitude not only refreshing, but necessary to maintain their energy. In a world that celebrates extroversion and social visibility, choosing solitude can be a radical act of self-care. It's a declaration that says, "I am enough in my own company." This mindset can lead to improved mental health, stronger boundaries, and a more profound sense of self-worth. At its core, solitude is a positive, proactive choice that offers a wealth of benefits to those who embrace it. It challenges the societal notion that being alone equates to being lonely. Instead, it frames solitude as a sacred space where individuals can connect with their truest selves, cultivating a strength and resilience that cannot be easily shaken. Embracing solitude teaches us that it's not the quantity of our relationships that matters, but the quality of our connection with ourselves. Solitude as the foundation for growth and creativity. Solitude and creativity. Solitude has long been a catalyst for creative expression and intellectual breakthroughs. When we're alone, away from the noise and expectations of the world, our minds are given the freedom to wander, to dream, and to imagine possibilities that may otherwise go unexplored. In solitude, the mind is no longer held to conventional patterns or limited by the influence of others' opinions. This space allows us to embrace ideas and possibilities that are often suppressed in the presence of social expectations. One of the most compelling examples of solitude fueling creativity is the story of Nikola Tesla, the genius inventor whose contributions to electrical engineering and physics are still celebrated today. Tesla was known for his reclusive nature, often withdrawing from social life to pursue his work in isolation. Unlike many inventors of his time who sought fame and public validation, Tesla found inspiration and clarity in solitude. He once remarked, "The mind is sharper and keener in seclusion and uninterrupted solitude." Tesla saw solitude as the foundation of his imaginative mind, crediting his most radical ideas to time spent alone. This mindset allowed him to push the boundaries of known science, envisioning technologies that were considered impossible in his era. Tesla's reclusive lifestyle also gave him the mental space to visualize his inventions in detail, often without the need for prototypes. He would visualize each component and every motion in his mind, refining his concepts before ever committing them to paper or metal. The result was an incredible mastery over his craft and the development of innovations such as alternating current and the Tesla coil, both of which transformed modern energy and communication. By spending time alone, Tesla was able to tap into a level of creativity that might have remained dormant had he chosen to work in constant collaboration or sought approval from his peers. His story serves as a powerful reminder that solitude can be the birthplace of innovation. In solitude, we create a mental environment that fosters exploration, frees us from self-censorship, and encourages us to imagine what could be rather than just accepting what is. For artists, writers, and creators of all kinds, solitude allows for a level of engagement with their work that is simply not achievable in social settings. In these quiet moments, they can explore the depths of their imagination, approach challenges from unique perspectives, and engage in the kind of reflective thinking that leads to lasting contributions. Solitude becomes a sacred space where the seeds of creativity are planted, nurtured, and eventually brought into the world. Growth through solitude. Beyond creativity, solitude is also a fertile ground for personal growth. It offers us a rare opportunity to reflect on our lives, evaluate our actions, and understand our emotions without the noise of external validation or societal pressures. In solitude, we are able to develop a true sense of self, a self that exists independently of others' judgments, expectations, or opinions. Being alone teaches us to be independent and to rely on our own inner resources. This experience of self-reliance fosters a sense of confidence and self-worth that cannot be shaken easily. It allows us to build a foundation of resilience, one that is not reliant on the validation or approval of others. When we become comfortable in solitude, we learn to trust our own thoughts and judgments. This is the essence of true independence, an independence of the mind and spirit that allows us to make decisions based on our values and principles rather than the shifting standards of society. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once emphasized the importance of solitude in achieving a state of inner peace. He explained that solitude is not merely a physical state, but a way of being in harmony with ourselves. In solitude, we practice the art of letting go of attachments to social approval and external markers of success, cultivating an inner calm that allows us to embrace life's challenges with a clear mind and open heart. Thich Nhat Hanh viewed solitude as a practice of emptiness, or sunyata, a state where we let go of our ego and are free from the mental clutter that often distracts us from what truly matters. This emptiness is not emptiness in a negative sense, but a freedom from external attachments, a space that enables us to engage with the world more deeply and meaningfully. By embracing solitude, we learn to enjoy our own company, making us less susceptible to loneliness and more capable of finding joy in small, everyday experiences. This sense of contentment and fulfillment that arises from solitude is deeply empowering. It gives us the strength to face life's uncertainties without feeling the need to seek comfort in others' opinions or constant social interaction. Solitude, then, is not a withdrawal from the world, but a stepping stone towards a deeper connection with oneself, a connection that allows us to navigate the world with greater clarity, confidence, and purpose. Emotional intelligence and inner balance through solitude. Solitude also plays a crucial role in developing emotional intelligence and achieving inner balance. When we are alone, we are given the time and space to process our emotions fully. Without the distractions of social interactions, we can acknowledge and understand our feelings in a way that is often overlooked in our busy, interconnected lives. Solitude allows us to sit with our emotions, analyze them, and eventually learn how to manage them better. An exemplary story of how solitude can lead to emotional strength and resilience is that of Howard Schultz, former CEO of Starbucks. Schultz's journey was filled with moments of intense solitude, especially during challenging times when he faced criticism, financial struggles, and the need to make tough decisions that would impact thousands of employees and the future of his company. During these times, Schultz would intentionally spend time alone to reflect, allowing him to process his emotions, consider his options, and regain his focus. He credits these solitary moments as the foundation for many of his most successful business decisions. By retreating from the noise of the outside world, Schultz was able to reconnect with his vision for Starbucks and lead the company through some of its most turbulent times. The solitude he embraced wasn't about escaping problems. It was about confronting them with a clear mind and calm heart. This approach helped Schultz build emotional resilience, a quality essential for any leader. Through solitude, he developed the patience, empathy, and emotional intelligence that allowed him to navigate both personal and professional challenges. His story underscores the importance of taking time alone to understand our emotions fully. By doing so, we become better equipped to handle adversity, to empathize with others, and to make thoughtful decisions. Solitude thus becomes a powerful tool for nurturing emotional intelligence. When we spend time alone, we learn to observe our emotions rather than reacting to them impulsively. We begin to understand the root causes of our feelings, recognizing patterns and triggers that may otherwise go unnoticed. This self-awareness is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and maturity. In solitude, we cultivate the ability to manage our emotions constructively, a skill that enhances our relationships, decision-making, and overall well-being. In the modern world, where life often feels like a fast-paced race, solitude provides a much-needed pause. It is a moment to reconnect with our inner selves, to find balance, and to center ourselves amid life's chaos. In these quiet moments, we gain clarity on what truly matters, learning to prioritize our mental and emotional health. By embracing solitude, we develop the resilience and emotional intelligence necessary to navigate life with a calm mind and open heart. Solitude, therefore, is not just a state of being alone. It is a state of being whole. Practical ways to embrace solitude for growth and creativity. While the concept of solitude may sound appealing, putting it into practice can be challenging, especially for those unaccustomed to being alone. Here are some practical ways to embrace solitude in daily life and unlock its full potential for personal growth and creativity. Daily reflection. Time. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes each day to sit quietly and reflect. This time can be used to journal, meditate, or simply observe your thoughts. Over time, this practice can help you build a deeper understanding of your emotions and thoughts. Unplug from technology. Solitude requires a true disconnection from external distractions. Try turning off your phone and spending a few hours each week completely unplugged. Use this time to explore your interests, such as reading, drawing, or walking in nature. Pursue a passion in isolation. Find an activity you enjoy doing alone, whether it's painting, writing, or playing a musical instrument. This allows you to develop a personal connection with your passion and foster creativity without external validation. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness meditation encourages self-reflection and introspection. By focusing on the present moment, you can learn to observe your thoughts without judgment, gaining insight into your inner world. Go on solo retreats. If possible, dedicate a weekend or a day every few months to a solo retreat. It doesn't have to be far, just a change of environment where you can reflect, recharge, and reconnect with yourself. In embracing these practices, we can turn solitude into a powerful ally, a source of creativity, growth, and inner peace. Solitude offers us the chance to discover who we are beyond the noise of the world, and to bring forth our most authentic, creative, and resilient selves. Stories of friendship, solitude, and life lessons. Soulmates, separation, and rediscovery through solitude. True friendship is one of life's greatest gifts, providing us with companionship, support, and a shared understanding that can sometimes feel as essential as air. Yet, even the deepest friendships may shift, and when these bonds experience separation or strain, the aftermath can often push us toward a new kind of solitude. This solitude, initially painful, can ultimately lead to profound self-discovery. Take, for instance, the story of two friends, Emma and Sarah. They had known each other since childhood, sharing dreams, secrets, and experiences that shaped them both. Their friendship was so strong that they felt inseparable, as if they were two halves of a single entity. As they grew older, however, they began to take different paths. Sarah's career took her abroad, while Emma remained in their hometown, pursuing a life and career closer to family. Although they promised to keep in touch, time zones, busy schedules, and new social circles slowly pulled them apart. Emma found herself alone, with an empty space in her life where Sarah had once been. At first, Emma felt as though she had lost a part of herself. She missed the comfort of having someone who understood her so deeply, someone with whom she could share her thoughts and dreams. This period of solitude felt lonely and isolating. Yet as time passed, Emma began to find a different kind of connection within herself. In the absence of her best friend, she discovered new interests and passions, things she might never have explored had her friendship remained unchanged. Emma took up painting, a hobby she had never considered, and found that it became a form of self-expression and solace. Through solitude, she learned to appreciate her own company and discovered parts of herself she didn't know existed. Emma's journey shows that sometimes it's through the absence of close companionship that we can find new strength. What initially seems like a loss can, in fact, be the beginning of a journey toward self-discovery and personal growth. This process of embracing solitude after a meaningful friendship evolves or ends allows individuals to reflect on who they are outside the relationship. It gives them the freedom to explore parts of themselves that might otherwise remain unexplored, unlocking a new sense of identity and purpose. Solitude as a journey of self-discovery. Solitude often comes in stages. Each stage is a part of the journey, guiding us from initial discomfort to a place of acceptance and, eventually, a space where we can thrive alone. Most people experience some degree of loneliness at different points in their lives, whether due to life changes, shifts in friendships, or personal circumstances. These stages of solitude offer unique opportunities to better understand ourselves and develop resilience. The first stage of solitude often involves a sense of isolation, where the lack of connection can feel uncomfortable and even painful. It's a phase where we begin to notice the void created by the absence of companionship, be it friends, family, or loved ones. This phase might feel disheartening, but it is an essential part of the journey towards self-knowledge. In the face of this loneliness, we are presented with an opportunity to dig deeper, to ask ourselves what truly matters to us, and to question our identity independent of others. The second stage of solitude is introspection. As we grow more comfortable with the silence, we start to reflect on our lives, desires, and dreams. This is where self-awareness deepens, where we confront our fears, hopes, and insecurities in ways that might not be possible in the company of others. By spending time alone, we begin to recognize patterns in our thoughts and behaviors, and we become more attuned to what drives and inspires us. The final stage of solitude is acceptance and empowerment. At this point, we come to embrace solitude not as something to endure, but as a state of being that enriches our lives. We realize that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. Instead, it can mean being self-sufficient, comfortable, and grounded in who we are. This stage of solitude is where we can experience freedom, creativity, and peace. It's where we learn to appreciate the joy of our own company, finding fulfillment within ourselves rather than in external validation or companionship. Life lessons from history, solitude, and success. History is filled with examples of individuals who turned solitude into a powerful tool for success and self-discovery. These stories remind us that isolation, while challenging, can also be a path to brilliance and resilience. One iconic figure who thrived in solitude was Isaac Newton, whose breakthroughs in science and mathematics continue to shape the modern world. During the Great Plague of 1665, Newton retreated to his family's estate to escape the spread of disease in London. Isolated from his academic peers and mentors, Newton experienced what he later called his year of wonders. In the quiet of the countryside, he formulated the laws of motion and gravitation, discoveries that would redefine physics for centuries to come. Had Newton not been forced into solitude, he may never have made these groundbreaking advancements. His story serves as a testament to the fact that solitude can be fertile ground for intellectual and creative achievement, offering the mental space to explore ideas that are often missed in the hustle and bustle of daily life. Marie Curie, the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and the only person to win in 2 different scientific fields, also found success through solitary dedication. Curie's research required long hours of meticulous work, much of which she conducted alone. Her commitment to her studies was so intense that she willingly isolated herself from distractions, immersing herself in her work despite the hardships. Working in her laboratory, Curie faced numerous challenges, both scientific and societal, but she persevered. Her solitude allowed her to achieve incredible feats, including the discovery of radium and polonium, which have since paved the way for advancements in cancer treatment. Curie's story shows that solitude, far from limiting one's potential, can provide the focus and dedication needed to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. These historical examples reveal an important truth. Solitude is not a barrier to achievement, but often a gateway. In solitude, great thinkers, scientists, and visionaries have discovered insights that would change the world. Their journeys highlight how solitude allows us to deepen our concentration, cultivate resilience, and push the boundaries of human knowledge. Embracing solitude for personal growth. Embracing solitude doesn't require withdrawing entirely from the world. Rather, it's about creating intentional moments of aloneness where we can connect deeply with ourselves. The stories of Emma, Newton, and Curie remind us that solitude can be a powerful teacher, whether it comes after a separation, as part of a reflective journey, or as a commitment to a passion. Solitude is a space where personal growth, healing, and creativity flourish. To integrate solitude into daily life, start with small, intentional steps. Take a few moments each day to sit in silence, free from screens or distractions, and observe your thoughts. Gradually build up this practice until solitude feels less like a forced retreat and more like a cherished part of your routine. You may find that these quiet moments lead to new insights, helping you navigate life's challenges with a clearer mind and a more resilient spirit. Another effective approach to embracing solitude is through creative pursuits. When we engage in activities like journaling, painting, or playing music alone, we allow ourselves to explore our thoughts and emotions freely. These creative outlets become a form of self-expression, a way to understand ourselves better without the influence of others. This process is not only therapeutic, but also transformative, as it helps us connect with parts of ourselves that may lie dormant in our everyday lives. Finally, solitude can be a path to mindfulness and self-acceptance. By practicing mindfulness in solitude, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment, becoming more attuned to our inner experiences. This mindfulness can help us develop greater self-compassion, allowing us to embrace ourselves fully, imperfections and all. Over time, solitude becomes a source of strength, teaching us that we are enough just as we are. In the end, solitude is not simply about being alone. It's about finding ourselves within that aloneness. It's a journey that leads to self-discovery, resilience, and fulfillment. By embracing solitude, we unlock the potential to live authentically, guided not by the expectations of others, but by the values and passions that reside within us. As history and personal stories reveal, solitude can be a path to greatness, providing the clarity and inner peace needed to navigate life's journey with courage and grace. Strategies and tips for making the most of alone time. Developing the skill of being alone. In a society that celebrates connection and togetherness, the skill of being alone is rarely discussed, yet it's one of the most empowering skills we can develop. Being alone doesn't mean shutting ourselves off from the world. Rather, it's about learning to find fulfillment, peace, and creativity within ourselves. There are several practical ways to enhance this skill and use it to foster personal growth. One of the simplest yet most powerful practices to develop comfort with solitude is journaling. Writing in a journal allows us to process thoughts, emotions, and experiences, acting as a dialogue with ourselves. It's a space where we can explore our inner landscape without judgment, giving words to our fears, hopes, and dreams. Through journaling, we gain insight into our values and can begin to clarify our goals. To make journaling a daily habit, try setting aside 10 to 15 minutes each morning or evening. Over time, you'll likely find that this practice becomes a trusted way to connect with your inner self. Reading is another transformative way to embrace solitude. Books open the door to other worlds, perspectives, and ideas that broaden our understanding and spark introspection. When we read alone, we're able to absorb the material fully, engaging with the author's insights and weaving them into our own thought processes. Reading expands our knowledge, challenges our beliefs, and inspires new ideas, providing us with a rich mental experience that is often enhanced by solitude. For those seeking a deeper connection with their inner selves, meditation can be a powerful practice. Meditation quiets the mind and encourages us to focus on the present moment, cultivating an awareness of our thoughts and feelings. Over time, meditation helps us become more comfortable with silence and stillness, reducing the discomfort that often accompanies solitude. There are various forms of meditation to explore, from mindfulness to loving-kindness meditation. Starting with just a few minutes a day can gradually build your comfort with sitting in silence, and eventually, meditation becomes a restorative practice that promotes inner peace. Psychologists often recommend that people who struggle with solitude or fear loneliness try small, intentional moments of being alone. Dr. Amelia Aldao, a clinical psychologist, suggests taking solitude breaks throughout the day. Brief moments where we step away from external interactions to sit quietly and reflect. These breaks can be as short as 5 minutes, yet they allow us to reset and reconnect with ourselves. Over time, as we become more comfortable with these short periods, the idea of spending longer stretches of time alone feels less daunting. Dr. Aldao emphasizes that by approaching solitude in manageable doses, we can begin to transform the fear of being alone into an opportunity for growth and self-reflection. Building inner wisdom through silence. Silence is a rare commodity in our fast-paced digital world, yet it's within silence that we can cultivate inner wisdom and find clarity amidst the noise. Silence offers a reprieve from the constant flow of information and stimulation, giving our minds a chance to rest, reflect, and rejuvenate. The following strategies can help you embrace silence and harness its transformative power. Embrace the power of silent mornings. Starting the day in silence sets a calming tone that can carry throughout your daily activities. Rather than reaching for your phone or turning on the TV, spend the first 15 minutes of your day in quiet contemplation. Use this time to meditate, read, or simply observe your surroundings. Many people find that silent mornings make them feel more centered and focused throughout the day, providing a mental reset that enhances productivity and well-being. Practice active listening in silence. Silence isn't just about being alone. It's also about truly listening to what's happening around us and within us. When we practice active listening, we engage fully with sounds, whether it's the rustling of leaves, the hum of a city, or the rhythm of our own breath. This type of listening fosters a deep sense of connection to the present moment, helping us tune into ourselves and the world around us. Engage in silent retreats or quiet days. If possible, try dedicating a day to silence once a month or a few times a year. These quiet days give you the chance to disconnect from distractions, allowing your mind to rest and your thoughts to settle. Silent retreats, whether at home or in a designated space, provide a focused environment for introspection, clarity, and peace. Even a day at home without digital distractions can bring clarity and inspire new perspectives on challenges or decisions you face. According to Dr. Chris Moore, a researcher in cognitive psychology, silence has been shown to improve cognitive function by reducing cognitive overload. This means that regular moments of silence not only enhance our emotional well-being, but also help sharpen our thinking skills, making us more resilient to stress and better equipped to tackle complex tasks. Dr. Moore highlights that the brain benefits from downtime, and silence provides that needed mental space for our brains to reboot and process information more effectively. The power of solitude in work and daily life. The advantages of solitude extend beyond personal growth and into our professional lives. In the workplace, being comfortable with solitude can improve focus, independence, and creativity, helping us find a balance between collaboration and self-driven work. While teamwork and social interaction are integral to many jobs, time spent alone can be equally valuable, offering the chance to think independently and make well-considered decisions. Setting boundaries in a collaborative environment. In a culture that often celebrates constant collaboration, it's crucial to set boundaries that allow for focused, solitary work. For example, if your job involves creative or analytical tasks, you might schedule focus hours where you work alone without interruptions. This dedicated time allows you to dive deeply into your projects, enhancing your productivity and quality of work. Studies have shown that people who regularly engage in solitary work tend to produce more innovative ideas, as they're not influenced by groupthink or peer pressure. Finding solitude in a crowded world. For those working in open-plan offices or busy environments, finding solitude can be challenging. However, there are ways to carve out personal space even in the busiest settings. Wearing headphones, for instance, signals to colleagues that you're focused, while also helping you tune out external distractions. Creating these small pockets of solitude can improve concentration and reduce stress, making you feel more in control of your work environment. Balancing solitude and social connections. Solitude and social connections don't have to be mutually exclusive. In fact, they can complement each other, creating a balance that promotes both independence and connection. By dedicating time for solitary reflection, we can return to social situations with a refreshed perspective and greater empathy. For example, some companies encourage employees to practice quiet time before team meetings, allowing individuals to prepare their thoughts and ideas in solitude before coming together to collaborate. This balance enhances team dynamics and allows each person's unique voice to be heard. Leveraging solitude for problem solving. Many of history's greatest inventions and breakthroughs occurred during moments of solitude. When we're alone, we're free to think without limits, to explore ideas that might seem unusual, and to experiment without fear of judgment. Encouraging ourselves to spend time alone to tackle complex problems, whether at work or in personal life, opens doors to insights that might otherwise remain hidden. To make the most of solitude in professional settings, author Cal Newport, known for his work on deep work and focused productivity, recommends blocking out specific times in your schedule for undisturbed work. Newport argues that deep, uninterrupted focus is essential for mastering difficult skills and producing high-quality work. By incorporating deep work sessions into our schedules, we not only improve productivity, but also experience the satisfaction of meaningful, fully engaged work. Newport's emphasis on deep work aligns closely with the benefits of solitude, as both foster a mindset that values quality over quantity and purpose over distraction. Using solitude for personal reflection and growth. Solitude is not just about achieving work-related success. It's also about nurturing our inner lives and understanding ourselves on a deeper level. Embracing solitude means making room for reflection, allowing us to evaluate our values, relationships, and goals. Through this intentional practice, we can uncover the principles that guide us, realigning our lives with what truly matters. One effective method for personal reflection is goal setting in solitude. When we're alone, we can assess our aspirations without external influences, ensuring that our goals align with our values rather than societal expectations. Take time, each month or quarter, to reflect on your goals and consider whether they still resonate with you. Adjusting our goals based on personal reflection helps us stay true to ourselves and pursue ambitions that bring genuine fulfillment. Another valuable practice is gratitude journaling. Recording the things we're grateful for fosters a mindset of appreciation, even when life feels challenging. This practice is particularly effective in solitude, as it allows us to focus solely on our own experiences and positive moments without comparing ourselves to others. Many people find that gratitude journaling brings a renewed sense of joy and helps them see the abundance in their lives, encouraging them to make the most of their alone time. Embracing solitude as a lifelong companion. In the end, solitude is not a temporary escape. It's a lifelong companion that offers us resilience, wisdom, and peace. As we incorporate solitude into our lives through journaling, meditation, silent mornings, and mindful reflection, we discover that being alone is not something to fear, but something to cherish. Solitude is a space of liberation, where we can shed our social personas and engage with our most authentic selves. By embracing solitude, we tap into a source of strength that prepares us to face challenges with confidence and clarity. We build inner wisdom, nurture creativity, and become our own. The meaning and value of solitude. Solitude is a state of being often misunderstood in modern life, viewed through the narrow lens of loneliness or isolation. However, solitude, when approached with intention and an open heart, is a gateway to self-discovery, inner freedom, and growth. Through solitude, we're given the invaluable gift of time and space to understand ourselves, redefine our goals, and tap into depths of wisdom and creativity. The enduring benefits of solitude lie in its power to cultivate resilience, creativity, and self-reliance, qualities that are foundational for personal and professional success. The long-term benefits of embracing solitude. One of the most profound advantages of solitude is that it fosters self-awareness. In solitude, we are free from the influence of others' opinions and expectations, allowing us to connect with our true selves. This self-awareness serves as a compass, guiding us through life with clarity and purpose. Over time, as we become more comfortable in solitude, we gain a clearer sense of who we are and what we stand for, making it easier to make choices aligned with our values. Moreover, solitude builds emotional resilience. Learning to be alone helps us become less dependent on external validation, giving us the strength to face challenges with a calm and focused mind. When we're comfortable in our own company, we can face setbacks with greater resilience, drawing on our inner resources to find solutions and persevere. This emotional strength also makes us more adaptable and less susceptible to stress, as we learn to rely on ourselves in times of difficulty. Solitude also opens the door to creativity and innovation. The quiet moments of being alone allow the mind to wander, free from distractions. Many of the world's greatest thinkers and inventors have found their breakthroughs in solitude, whether it was Newton's laws of motion, written during his isolation from the Great Plague, or Virginia Woolf's timeless literary masterpieces, created during her hours of solitude. When we're alone, we allow our thoughts to take unexpected turns, exploring possibilities that might not surface in the company of others. The practice of solitude further promotes personal freedom. In solitude, we break away from societal expectations, judgments, and norms. This freedom to be ourselves is empowering, allowing us to make choices that feel true to who we are, rather than what is expected of us. This personal freedom gives us the confidence to pursue paths that may not conform to others' ideals, leading to a life that is uniquely our own and deeply fulfilling. Solitude as a key to success and self-fulfillment. In a world that often measures success through social connections, high visibility, and continuous activity. Solitude reminds us that true success is rooted in a solid connection with ourselves. By cultivating solitude, we gain the power to make decisions that align with our deepest values and aspirations. Rather than being swayed by fleeting trends or social pressures, we become grounded in a clear sense of purpose and direction. This clarity is key to achieving long-term goals, as it allows us to work steadily toward our dreams without getting sidetracked by distractions. Solitude is not just a practice but a philosophy, a way of approaching life that emphasizes quality over quantity, depth over superficiality, and authenticity over conformity. As we learn to find joy and meaning in solitude, we start to view it not as a retreat from the world, but as a foundation for engaging with it more fully. Solitude becomes a source of strength, allowing us to face life's challenges with a balanced mind and a peaceful heart. Embracing solitude as a lifelong companion. To fully reap the benefits of solitude, we must learn to integrate it into our lives, making it a regular, intentional practice. Here are some practical steps to help you embrace solitude as a lifelong companion. Create regular solitude rituals. Establishing small daily rituals of solitude can help you reconnect with yourself. These rituals don't have to be elaborate. Something as simple as a morning walk, quiet journaling, or even 5 minutes of mindful breathing can serve as a powerful anchor throughout the day. By building these moments into your routine, you make solitude a familiar, welcome part of your life. Embrace silence in everyday moments. Solitude doesn't always require physical isolation. It can be found in the quiet moments of our day, while cooking, cleaning, or commuting. Use these times to engage with your thoughts, observe your surroundings, or simply enjoy the silence. Embracing these moments helps us become more comfortable with stillness, allowing solitude to become an enriching part of our daily experience. Back dice. Self-reflection. Solitude is an ideal time for self-reflection, a tool that helps us evaluate our lives, choices, and future goals. Set aside time each week for self-reflection, asking yourself questions like, what am I grateful for? What are my goals for the coming week? Or, how can I improve my relationships? Regular self-reflection encourages growth, helping you stay in tune with yourself and continually evolve. Find balance with social interaction. Embracing solitude doesn't mean isolating yourself from others. It's about finding a balance between alone time and social interaction. Solitude allows us to recharge and reflect, while meaningful social connections provide companionship and support. By balancing these two aspects, we gain the best of both worlds, a strong sense of self and the joy of shared experiences. Use solitude for goal setting and vision building. Many people find that solitude provides an ideal space for envisioning the future and setting long-term goals. When alone, we can focus entirely on our aspirations, free from outside opinions or distractions. Take advantage of this time to plan, reflect, and set intentions for the life you want to create. This process helps solidify your vision, turning dreams into achievable goals that reflect your true desires. Viewing solitude as a necessary part of life. As we become more attuned to the value of solitude, we start to view it not as a condition to avoid, but as a powerful tool for self-discovery and growth. Rather than seeing it as a sign of loneliness, we can embrace solitude as a necessary and fulfilling part of life. Solitude doesn't mean disconnecting from others. It means reconnecting with ourselves so that we can engage with the world in a more authentic, balanced way. Ultimately, solitude teaches us one of life's most valuable lessons, that we are complete and whole as we are. In solitude, we learn to appreciate our own thoughts, our own company, and our own unique journey. This realization brings a profound sense of peace and contentment, allowing us to live in harmony with ourselves and approach life with a renewed sense of purpose. As we move forward in a world that constantly pushes for more connection, more speed, and more activity, solitude offers a counterbalance, a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary journeys are the ones we take within. So, let us embrace solitude as a guide, a teacher, and a source of strength. Let us make it a lifelong companion, a friend that helps us navigate life with wisdom, resilience, and inner peace. Solitude is a gift we give ourselves, one that unlocks the door to our most authentic, fulfilled selves. Through solitude, we find not only who we are, but who we have the potential to become. It is a journey worth taking, a journey that leads us back to ourselves, where true freedom, wisdom, and success await.